I have to say, I am deeply impressed already. Again, with AliExpress. Here is the box for my arrows. No damage. This came perfect. This is actually one of the better shaped packages I've seen. Heck no. They usually arrive in very good shape. This also arrived perfect. No problems. So I don't want to go too much into that. Give me a second. We're going to open these and we'll be right back. So what I'll do is I'll just try and set up here. I just really wanted to take a look at this box because I like this. See the way they've wrapped this in tape and packing tape? That is a good, smart idea, actually. That will make that a lot stronger. So hold on. I'll be right back. And again, I'm fairly impressed. No damage. Look at the little case. These are for the arrowheads, guys. Oh, 4-clip style case. I like that already. And they've got and I'm already impressed here, guys. Do you know why? They sent the correct color. This is, in fact, the color I ordered, and these are already incredibly sharp. I can tell that because I've already stabbed myself through the bag. These are sharp. And those are much nicer quality. Now, if you look carefully, you'll notice there are others that have blades running all the way down to the tip. These will be stronger. So we're going to pull some of these out. 2, 3. Look at that. Nice case. Although I will say, the only thing I'm disappointed in here is the case, believe it or not, because when it shows the case, it shows them sitting vertically in the case, like a taller case, like they typically would be, and those cases are safer, as is evidenced by the fact that I just cut myself. But the fact that I'm able to cut myself says they're incredibly sharp, and that makes them really good. Also, I don't really need this to hold all of them. So now we're going to move on and we're going to check out the arrows because these are actually very good. Very good, you guys. I'm really liking these. They actually are nicer quality than I had expected. I'll tell you that right now. So hold on just a second. All right. So I just wanted to compare for a second and show you guys really what is the big difference here between these two. I mean, you're looking at razor blades versus what I had before. And this is a nice weighted tip too. This is lighter though than what I was originally using. This is actually heavier than this, which means they didn't actually send the correct weight, but that is okay. The reason is they were supposed to be 125 grain, but lighter is faster, like we talked about. Light is speed. I don't want them heavy, so hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Wow. Once again, very impressed. I was going to show you as I pulled the box open, but I didn't open the top end. I opened the side, and you really couldn't see anything. But very good packaging, very good quality. Really, really nice looking arrows. When you compare them to this, you can see, I wasn't kidding, the diameters are the same. These are competition arrows for each other, essentially. These are nice arrows, man. Really, they're nicer than I thought. And the best news, they came in a box, guys. My fletches are softer than the old fletches, so these can be fired off just about anything, which is great. And look at the way they came. Perfectly packaged, very neat. And guys, these were cheap arrows. These were under $30. I couldn't even believe this. So as of right this second, I can recommend Top Archery in a way, just because look what I saw. Look what I'm getting here, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rig up this one arrow with this guy. And I really did cut myself too. These are very, very sharp, guys. Absolutely razor sharp. And that is not something I expected. So give me a second. I am going to leave 3 of these stock. My new favorite arrows, maybe even. I don't know. And then we're going to put 3 of these with the tips on. I'll be right back. Also, while I'm here, I'm looking at this field point. It is very different from the other field points I have, even though it looks very similar. These are much lighter. Like I said, these are a much lighter arrow build in the first place. Heck, this is way lighter, which is really nice, actually. I like the weight of these. because I don't have ones that weigh this much. They're not exactly the same. And the ones I do have that weigh about the same are longer and fatter, and I don't like that. I like these skinny ones. They penetrate better. Okay, hold on. Also, one more thing on this note. When you do this, I want you to do it the way I'm doing it here. So I'm just going to put these aside. And I did want to show these too. They've got the little seal there. These are actually very good quality tips, guys. The arrows look excellent, excellent. So I just want to show you guys this up close because I wanted you to see how I go about this. So we're going to remove this. We're going to very gently take one of these guys, very gently. We're going to take it like this, right here. Now we're going to put it in here. And generally speaking, I wouldn't do it this way, but I'm doing this one-handed right now, and you can. Now you reach in this way and give it a twist. Okay, so hold on. I'm just going to tighten it like this, but this is the best way, and that way you won't cut yourself. Hold on. Also, once you start running blades, you're going to have to deal with a few other things, and we're going to get into some of those. One of the first things is if you are going to run blades like these, they are quite sharp. They are quite aggressive. These will not be ricocheting, guys. These will punch through whatever they hit. So you really need to be careful. I'm going to fire a couple rounds and we'll get to it. But I want to leave these ones aside for now. And I'm going to test these guys, but we are going to test both in the video. But I really want to test these arrows on their own and then as they're built. Now, I also need to check the weight distribution and center of gravity. You see that? That center of gravity is pretty far forward, guys. Heck no. But it's not that far back either. It's actually just about perfect. Just about right. Now, I could move that farther forward, but before I do something like that, I want to see how they shoot. And as I'm looking here, I really am quite excited. And I'm quite happy with the quality because I really want to even the label is good quality. Everything is good quality. The packaging is nice. So I'm going to put these ones aside. Now, here's the trick. When you are going to shoot things like this, you can't let the tips interact with each other. They have to be safe, right? So one of the things you can do is to put a proper quiver together so that you're not wrecking your arrows. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to set this up. I'll be right back. All right. So what I've done here is the packaging came like this. And I'm just going to bring these over and set them down like this so that I have them separated. So we're going to put these ones aside for now. And I'm going to grab these guys and a bow. And we're going to make sure we grab a bow that you guys are familiar with. I'm going to grab the bamboo bow. Now, what I really liked here was we had very good packaging everywhere. Everything very solid on the packaging this time, guys. Really, really good there. I'm really excited that all of my arrows actually came together. With the tips, they arrived the same day. And the best news, the best possible news, is that I love them. So that's all good. Now, what I need to do is get myself set up here. So hold on. All right, here. Hold on just a second, folks. Get you guys sorted one way or the other. All right. I just want to have you guys roughly in a place where you can see pretty well. And that's not going to work. This case is on the bike right now, so that's unfortunate. Also, I'm going to have to move the bike, so hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're setting you up here. Just give me a sec. All right, I just want to make sure you've got a view here, and we're good to go. So I'm going to pull some arrows. Now, of course, I did bring my favorite arrow in order that I might check it out. So what I've done is I've got this guy, the 20-inch that I always use, extra weighted with this tip. And I want to see how it flies on this arrow. Careful, told you. Gotta be careful, guys. Okay? Gotta be careful, because this will still ricochet. And you saw that. I hope you did. I hope you were able to catch that. I am not doing it again, folks. I'm just not. Instead, I'm going to fire this one into the target. it was pretty fast moving. So let's just see here. Pretty quick, not bad. A little lighter than before. Now, of course, I have to be very careful pulling things out of a target, guys. So I just wanted to shoot this one a couple times and see how it baselines, see how it feels. And then we're going to switch over. Oh yeah, that's a nice feel to it. They shoot very well. They fly well. They penetrate well. Oh, look at that. Nice. Very nice, guys. Very, very nice. So I'm going to take the stock 3. I'm going to try them next. And the bladed 3, I'm actually going to keep aside for later. I really do like these arrows, guys. I mean, for one, they came undamaged. No damaged fletchings or anything. I don't know how bad these are going to throw off the arrow. This will be the first time they've crossed this bow. Oh, nice. They didn't throw off the arrow at all. So the fletchings are good. Because they have to pass by my shelf. And they did so with beauty. Also, the nocks fit well. They're not hollow at the back, but I can fix that. They fly all right. They're pretty accurate. I don't know if you guys just saw that. That was actually a nice little trick shot. And the last one. And they do fly all right. And then I'm going to try one of these with the bladed tip. They fly good. No complaints with the arrows so far. They shoot just dandy. But I did notice it seemed to have a little bit light of a tip. That tip is very light. But it didn't seem to be too light. It's not that bad. It's actually a nice build. These arrows do seem quite good. Oh, I like that. Nice and accurate, guys. Nice and accurate. Very fast shooting. The tips may not be the best penetrating tips ever made, but they're not supposed to be. They're target tips, guys. And so, you know, got to be careful. And they do shoot pretty well. Not quite as fast as the other arrows, but this isn't the fast bow, guys. And its brace height has settled quite a bit. We're looking at a 4.5-inch brace height right now. I need to raise it before this will fire its best shots. But at the same time, it's shooting well, and these are pretty good. They're actually fairly weighty. I thought they might be an actual lighter build, but they're actually quite good. They're not bad at all. What I'd like to do is see how they fire off a stronger bow. But for now, I'm just going to use them this way. And what I'll say is I'm very impressed. I mean, I have a box that I got with the arrows that was quite good quality. None of the other AliExpress arrows that I bought so far came in a box. These top archery arrows were not expensive, guys. I think they were like $24 for 6. They fly well. And they're very good quality. I'm actually really, really impressed with the actual build quality of the arrows. Very good. Very, very good. The fletches are really nice quality. They fly well. So clearly, that's not bad. But look at the difference how they fly with the target tip versus with a bladed tip. So, I'm actually going to pull the blade off this one. One of the reasons I want to is I want to check from one of these arrows what that tip is like on a different arrow. On an arrow I know very well. So, we're going to fly that. And this is the way my arrows look. Not bad. They're actually not hard to find because of the orange and red. So, we're going to put this together with this and see how it flies with this target tip on it. Because this is my Excalibur 20. My last one left. It is weighted, guys, so this is a pretty heavy arrow. And I do have a short brace sight now, which means I'm not getting as much power as I could. And that's how that went. So clearly, this ain't bad. This is actually a lighter build, guys, than these. These feel a little heavier in the hand, the top archery arrows, but they're good quality. I really like the feel of them. I like the look of them. I have no complaints, guys. No complaints. They shoot well. They look good. They fly amazing. The fletches don't need to be modified. I don't need to do anything to my fletches for once. In fact, even the factory ones I've bought, I almost always feel like I need to do something to the fletches. These ones actually feel pretty good, and I don't feel I need to adjust them. And look at that. Nice, right? We're going to finish up with one more arrow, guys. And look at that. I try to warn you guys, you have to be very careful with bladed tips, because you might think it will punch into anything. You know, it won't. If you hit the edge of that, these are on a 45-degree angle. They'll slip right off of that sucker like it was made of butter. So you have to be really careful. And I did want to show that. So here we go. One last shot. And then I'm going to raise the brace height on this bow. And it'll be much more powerful in the next video, no doubt. One last shot using the 20. And try not to hit any of my other arrows. See what I mean? Now the difference here is that was pretty minor compared to the bladed tips, guys. The faster the arrow moves, the more brutal it'll hit you. So the target arrows, the whole point is they're not that brutal. See that? That was sick. So clearly, the tip hasn't lost me accuracy. I'm just shooting to see what that accuracy level is like. And I can already tell you it's quite good. I will continue to shoot these arrows over the next while, a couple of weeks, and film. I'm real good. And I can hit my arrows and Robin Hood them pretty much every time. But still, I mean, I really didn't expect that. In fact, I like the tip. It doesn't penetrate as well as my others. For penetration, these are probably the worst tips I own. And for ricochets, they're not going to be any better. I mean, you can see, I've said before, I can do that repeatedly, and you'll see it when I do. Well, there you go. Because I want to see how they fly and what kind of damage they're going to do, what kind of ricochet damage they might do, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to document it in very detail for you guys, as much as I possibly can anyway. This really has dropped its brace height quite low now, so I'm going to have to fix that. But when I do, you'll see a day and night difference in the way that these two shoot. And so that is a part of it too. I got to get my build correct, okay, but I also got to get my power to weight ratio correct in the bow. Now all I've done there, add me a couple twists. And now that that's done, I have to bang in my rod. I hate having to do that, but it is necessary on this style of bow to bang the rod into place once in a while. So now we're looking at a little higher brace height, and that is a night and day difference, you guys. Now, you got to be really careful when pulling bladed tips out. Really careful. It's one of the reasons I don't recommend them for targets. I mean, unless you're used to using sharp broadheads, you've upped your danger level significantly right away just by touching them. Because you aren't used to working with them, you're likely to hurt yourself. Because they are very sharp, guys. Now, that's something else I will say. I was basically of the impression, I hate to put it this way, but because they were coming off AliExpress, I would have to sharpen them when I got them. But I can tell you right now, that's not the case, guys. These are wonderful arrows. They need no help from me. I need to do nothing. And they do shoot very, very well, you guys. Very, very well. I'm actually really excited about it. Oh, And I mean, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about too. You got a bladed tip like this, you need to be really careful. You need to try and align the blades so they're in the same orientation as when they punched through in the first place. That'll help. All right, so my review on these arrows cannot be bad. I have said nothing but good things. I see nothing but good things. I will say two things though. One, good job, Top Archery. Really good job on these arrows. They could be a little lighter, but they're quite good. There's nothing wrong with them. They shoot really well. The center of gravity is not bad at all. I can adjust that further if I so choose. So I'm going to put away this bladed arrow. And the reason is, they're not what you do. You don't just shoot with bladed arrows all the time. In fact, I tend to keep a few aside in case of emergencies, but that's it. So I'm going to put this one away along with my 20-incher because I don't want this on here. Now, having tested them, I know that I just got a little surprise. Because of these arrows, the hunting arrows are the faster shooting arrows. Well, big shock there, right? So I'm just putting together this quick target set, as you'll see. And my 20, the Excalibur 20 that is pre-weighted and pre-tested and set up for hunting is going to get my hunting tip, big shock. And then the other 3 arrows in this set, I will do the same. I will make a hunt set from them. So there's one hunt arrow, and we won't be shooting this anymore. Same goes for the others in this set, guys. They will not be shot ever again. And the reason they won't be shot ever again is because I'm not hunting yet. And as soon as I'm hunting, I'll take them and want to shoot them. But until then, I really won't. Also, I just wanted to show one more thing here. Every time I try and give you guys a good tip, here's your tip for this one. In the box comes the secret to you holding these without wrecking your tips. Simple as that. You can rig up a quiver, put this together, and you're fine. You do want to be really careful, though. These guys are very, very sharp. You can even hang them on the wall just like this, or put them on in a quiver just like that so that you have these. I actually prefer to have the blades up rather than down on a tight setup like this where the sharp is really sharp. So I'm just going to put these away. These ones, believe it or not, are going to go right back into the box pretty much. Not because I don't want them. Heck no, I love them. And not because they are going to fit in the box now. No, they will not. But I do want them put aside. And of course, the reason I want them put aside is because of those brutal tips. You might think it's more just out of preservation, guys. What I want is to make sure that those are available to go hunting with me at a moment's notice, kind of a thing. So what I've essentially done here is I'm taking one of these and kind of just keeping it as it is, The 3 of these, in fact, will be kept that way. I just wanted to show these are the tips here. And they're quite good. They're quite sharp. Now that I've shot them, I can tell you they're quite good. They're quite sharp. They're strong enough. They're actually much, much better quality. I'm glad I brought both these to show you because this is the old ones. They're such junk. And this is the new hotness. You can see one is a little more lethal than the other. So I am quite happy. I'm going to remove my target points, and this box is only going to be for the sharp end. And generally, if you're stacking them in the box, stack them this way. And that way you don't hurt your blade angles. Okay? So I'm going to tuck these away. And I got to tell you guys, man, I'm duly and truly impressed with what I'm seeing from them. Because these are the first Top Archery products I've ever had, guys. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but now that I've upped my brace height a little, let's take a crack at a couple of these again. Unfortunately, that's looking like it's going to bounce. And I kind of want that piece out of the way, so I'm going to get rid of it. Of course, I'm going to shoot it out of the way because that's more entertaining. Nice. That definitely came in with a little more speed, guys. A lot more speed. Not bad. Not bad. In fact, that arrow just went twang, flying. I will say that they are a decent spine. They do seem to have a good stiffness level to them. I need to pick on a light so I can find that. Great. I don't even know where the arrow went. That was awesome. I will look, of course. But in conclusion, I absolutely love these. These have been great little arrows so far. I have absolutely no complaining, guys. None that I could make that would be reasonable anyway, because they're so good. They do great. There's no problems. There's no nothing wrong with them whatsoever. No fretching problems, no tip problems, no inconsistency problems like I thought there might be. So really, in the end, we are golden, you guys. I'm really happy, and I'm going to end this one here. But in the end, you know, it's all about what you want, right? It's all about the build you're making and whether or not it works for you. And in this case, these are working for me, guys. The build came out really nice. The arrows shoot really well. Just for the record here, we're going to show you one from tip to tip. Look at the quality of the carbon. Isn't that nice? Quality of this carbon is actually really good, guys. Really, really good. And the fletchings are nice and soft on these. They're not all stiff. And they flew very well without the fletchings throwing the arrow all over the place, which is a really, really nice thing to see, guys. So here are my new arrows and my new tips. I'm really glad that they showed up. In fact, that was the last part of this. We are September the 15th today, and they weren't supposed to show up until the 5th of next month. Which means, on top of being as good as they are, they were 3 weeks early. Keith out.